Okay, so do y'all know that there's an alternate version to Friday? I didn't figure this out until about summer after my freshman year of college. This was about the third or fourth time I had to buy the DVD because somebody borrowed it and never returned it. I buy it, my brother, my best friend, and I sit down to watch it, and we're immediately confused because who saw Megan Good that early in the film? At this point, we've seen the theatrical multiple times and we can quote the entire film. It wasn't until the scene with Pops, the kitchen scene with Pops is much shorter. Every time I come to the kitchen, you in the kitchen, goddamn refrigerator. But in the alternate version, my man's keep going. He talking
You ate my dinner, my mashed potatoes. That good old gravy I like, and them biscuits I can stop that gravy in. You drink up all the milk, 2%, 3% buttermilk, patent milk.
when you see the alternate version, I absolutely thought FYE gave me a bootleg DVD. I did. We all did. We were like, what is this malarkey? Anybody I would meet would be like, nah, there's no other version. And then I finally decided to look it up. And in 2009, they came out with a director's cut that included 10 scenes that weren't in the original. And also, did you know, which I think this is quite interesting, Chris Tucker wasn't the original person they wanted for Smokey. DJ Pooh and Ice Cube co-wrote the film together, which is why I think it's such an authentically funny movie, because it's inspired by real stories, real people, real lives they live. So originally, DJ Pooh wanted to play the role of Smokey because that's inspired by his life. He would go on to play Red. But before they would settle on Chris Tucker, the studio was eyeing either Tommy Davidson or Chris Rock. But there's only one Smokey, and that is Chris Tucker. And I love the fact that not only did F. Gary Gray, DJ Pooh, and Ice Cube co-sign wanting him for that role, but after he bombed the first audition and was given a second audition, cast members Faison Love, who played Big Worm, the late A.J. Johnson, who played Ezell, and Angela Means, who played Felicia, who were all comedians, rallied behind him and helped him get it together to audition and obviously get the role. So I just thought that was a super dope story, because it's not just about winning sometimes. It's how do we win together? And Chris Tucker's role wasn't the only role that was fought for. F. Gary Gray and the late Tommy Lister also spoke about how the studio wasn't sure about him in that role. F. Gary Gray had to convince them that he would make a great Debo. And then also, yes, Tommy Davidson was looked for the role of Smokey. A.J. Johnson said that they wanted him for Ezell. I'm assuming he turned it down because then they went to AJ. Lastly, when it comes to the upcoming fourth film, most of the comments I hear is like, they can't do the fourth one because a lot of people pass away. If you follow all of the Fridays, many of the characters that have passed away didn't star in the following film. The only person who starred in the first and second film that passed away is the late Tommy Lister, but he didn't star in the third one. The only one that is going to be extremely hard to honor, and that is Pop. So I don't know how I feel about the fourth one, but I definitely think outside of Pops, this movie can be made because each film introduced you to new roles, new characters, and new locations.